Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Chaitanya, Jaya Chaitanya, Jaya Gora Jaya Chaitanya, Jaya Gora Jaya Chaitanya, Jaya Gora Jaya Chaitanya, Jaya Jai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gora Hari Bol. Jai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gora Hari Bol. Jai. Save the whole world, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Jai. Jai Vishnu Pad, Lila Prabhupada, Divine Grace. Ante Saraswati Thakur Maharaj. Jai. Hari Bol. Om Agyanatimirandasya Dhananjanasya Pandita Shri Guru Namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Paraya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschali Satarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasani Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today we will discuss about the reasons for which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this material world. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami very nicely explains. He says, Purna Bhagavan Krishna Vrajendra Kumar. First he explains that Supreme Lord Krishna, who is Vrajendra Kumar, son of Nanda Maharaj, he is Purna Bhagavan, completely the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Nitya Vihara, he performs his eternally, Nitya means eternal, loving pastimes, Vihara means loving pastimes, where Goloke Vrajer Saha, in Goloka Vrindavan, which includes Brajdham. So, Supreme Lord is Brajendra Nandan, and he enjoys his eternal loving pastimes in Golok Vrindavan Dham, which includes Brajdham. Then Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami further explains that Lord Krishna, this Brajendra Nandana, in this universe where we are situated, where we have that Chaturmukhi Brahma, the Lord appears in one day of Brahma. Just like now, let us say, for example, I have come once in a year, right? Krishna appears every day of Brahma, once in a day of Brahma. But one day of Brahma is not small. When the Lord appeared, isn't it? 5,000 years back, Krishna appeared.
So if you see the one day of Brahma, you will be amazed at the length of day of Brahma. How many lives on this earth pass by? So appearance of Krishna actually is God appears every day of Brahma. But from our perspective, it is very rare. So he says, in one day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus who appear. So one day of Brahma is like, say for example, we have 24 hours. Our day and night consists of 12 hours. So what we are talking is only day. Then there is night also. So in one day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus. Like say, we say, in our one day, there are 24 hours. Correct? 24 hours generally in our Vedic system, we divide it prataha, correct? And then there is afternoon, sandhya, ratri, madhyana, correct? So generally it is divided into 4 parts. Brahma's day is divided into 14 parts, wherein 14 Manus appear in one day of Brahma. And then, what is one period of Manu? It explains. One Manu lives for how much time? 71 Divya Yuga makes one Manvantara. 14 Manus. All these Manus will be living for 71 Divya Yuga. What is one Divya Yuga? Satyuga, Treta, Dwapar, Kali Yuga. When this one cycle goes, it is called one Divya Yuga. Like that 71 times, that is called one Manvantara. So, in this Divya Yuga, now where are we at present? We are at the 7th Manu. Out of 14th Manu, we are in the middle. When Krishna appeared in this recent time, which Manvantara is going on? 7th is over. So, in the present Manvantara, the Manu's name is Vaivasvata Manu. He is son of Vivashwan. And now Manu lives for 71 Divya Yugas, correct? How many now he has lived already? Vaivasvata Manu, how old is he? His 27 Divya Yuga have passed. It is like suppose we live for 71 years. 27 years, he is very young. 27 years have passed. But that is a Divya Yuga. That means cycle of 4 Yuga. That is his life. So, at the end of Dwapara of 28th Divya Yuga, so 27 is over, now he has stepped into 28th year. So, in that Yuga, at the end of Dwapara, Krishna appears on earth in Vrajadham. So, you can imagine this is out of all so many Divya Yugas, in one Divya Yuga, in one of those Yugas, Dwapar Yuga of 28th, Krishna appears. That means in last 26 Divya Yugas, Krishna did not appear. So many Yugas have passed, so many cycles have passed, Krishna did not appear. Only in the present 28th Divya Yuga, Krishna has appeared. And immediately after that, the Kali Yuga which comes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears. Whenever Krishna appears, after that, in the next Kali Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Krishna appears, and then Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears. So, when the Lord 5,000 years back appeared, he enjoyed transcendental rasas in Vrajabhumi with all his devotees. It is said there are pancharasas, but actually, in reality, there are only 4 rasas. The 5th one is considered to be Shanta rasa, which is not considered to be so much of interaction with the Lord. So, Sakhya, starting with Dasya, then Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. These are the 4 rasas in which Krishna enjoys, relishes, and also gives bliss to his devotees in these 4 rasas. Just like if you see the life of the Lord in Vrindavan, whatever we are reading, Krishna Lila, you can find all these 4 rasas in abundance. Even though Krishna's friendship is there with Arjuna, and Krishna's friendship is there with Gopas, there is gulf of difference. Friendship of Arjuna is on the level of awe and veneration and respect. When Arjuna saw the universal form of the Lord, he apologized to the Lord. My dear Lord, I'm very sorry. Sometimes I ate with you. Sometimes I slept with you. You see? But when Krishna enjoyed with the cowherd boys are sitting on the shoulders of Krishna. And they never apologized to Krishna. Isn't it? So that Sakhya ras is completely different. That is very intimate rasa. So in these 4 rasas, just like Yashoda Mai, the intricate rasa wherein the Lord becomes controlled by his devotees. None of us go to the temple with stick in our hand. Anyone goes? Today I will bind Krishna. Today I will beat Krishna. None of us go. We all go with shoes outside. We remove the shoes outside. We immediately go pay our obeisances to the Lord. And with lot of awe and veneration, we pray to the Lord. Correct? So, the Vrajavasis, when Krishna appeared, that rasas were very intricate. Awe and veneration has no place. Rather, Krishna is thinking after he disappeared. So first Krishna, when he came, he performed all these rasas in Vrajabhumi, gave that transcendental happiness to all his devotees. And when the Lord disappeared, he is thinking that for a long time, I have not given this 4 mellows, which comprises Krishna Prema. One enjoys Krishna Prema in these 4 intimate rasa with Krishna. Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya and Madhurya. And especially Vatsalya and Madhura, they are very prominent in Vrajadham. Of course, Sakhya is also there. So, Krishna thinks that for a very long time, I have not given these intimate rasas to the people. Without this whole material existence has no value. Because actually, we're all searching for happiness. There are varieties of happiness we can find. Material happiness is considered like a drop. Happiness of Brahman merging with Supreme Lord is considered like water in our palm. हम लोग कई बार हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना, चुल्लू भर पानी में डूब के मर जा. चुल्लू का मतलब होता है दिस इज दैट palm. What water you can hold in your palm. Can you dive in this? कहावत में तो हम लोग बोल देते हैं because one cannot actually one cannot dive and swim in that. It is so small. So when we are saying Brahmananda happiness is this much, it is just like in your palm that much water you can hold. Material happiness like a drop. And we are actually like in a desert. In a desert, if I give you one drop of water and tell you be happy with this, you cannot be happy. Your thirst will not be satisfied. It will increase more if I give you one drop of water. Neither with one small, in your hand, if I give you one, you're very thirsty, it will not satisfy you. And Krishna Prema is compared to the ocean, in which one can swim. You can imagine. What we are tasting is just a drop. What these Gyanis are tasting is a small portion. What devotees taste in Vrajadham is ocean. That is why Rupa Goswami says, Bhakti Rasa Amrita Sindhu. Bhakti Rasa is Amrita. It is nectar, first of all. Material happiness is called poison. Spiritual happiness is called Amrita. Why material happiness is called poison? Bhagavad Gita explains that. This happiness in the beginning looks like Amrita, but actually it is poison. Anything you can take in this material world you try to enjoy, it ends up in suffering. This is called material happiness. Spiritual happiness, it's like an ocean and it is Amrita, it is nectarian. That is called spiritual happiness. And it is not only an ocean, it is an ever-increasing ocean. You would not have seen anywhere. Isn't it? Just like if you go to the Bay Area also, it's not that it is ever-increasing. From so many years that same Bay Area is existing. Correct? Not that the ocean is increasing every time. Last year I came, ocean was so big and it has become now more bigger. You don't find. This is material. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, this Krishna Prema, this ocean will increase. Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam. This Ananda, which you taste on every step. Material world, it is Padam Padam. Every step danger. Comparison is there. There is every step you also find something here. But not happiness. Here in the material world, every step there is danger. Spiritual life, every step there is happiness. And this increases, keeps on increasing. So what the Lord thinks is that everyone in this material existence, even if they worship me with lot of awe and reverence. But devotion becomes feeble by this awe and reverence. Actually, it's a fact. We should consider this. Suppose you have a friend and he is richest man of the world. Let us say, for example, who is the richest man now? They keep on changing. Nobody is constant in this material world. Bill Gates only? Oh, Musk is okay. See, I was under the impression Bill Gates. So let us say he is the richest man. And suppose you have in your consciousness always the richest man of the world, richest man of the world. And you want to make a friendship with him with this conception, he's the richest man of the world, richest man of the world. You will not be able to have intimate friendship with him. Always this will inhibit your exchange with him. I'm a small man, he's a big man. Correct? You will always look at him with awe and veneration. So, Krishna thinks that actually, even though a lot of people worship me, but they worship me with awe and veneration. But this makes the love feeble. Love becomes weaker by this. And they cannot enjoy the rasas which are enjoyed by gopis in Vrindavan, gopas in Vrindavan, friends of Krishna in Vrindavan. They cannot enjoy. By practicing this rules and regulation with awe and veneration, one can achieve Vaikuntha. But this exchange which devotees are having with Krishna, it is not possible. In Vaikuntha, have you seen somebody putting hand on Krishna's shoulder and saying, come, we will walk together? Or somebody sitting on the shoulders of Lord Vishnu? You don't see. Isn't it? So in Vaikuntha and that Aishwarya Rasa, this Vraj Bhav, this bhakti which is practiced in Vrajabhumi, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no? Vraja Vadhu Kalpen Kalpita. That devotional service which was performed by Vrajavadhus, gopis, is the highest. So Krishna thinks that I have not given that rasas to the people for a very long time. And only the devotees in Vraja, they are enjoying it. So now Krishna wants to distribute. Krishna thinks like this, that without that real rasas which Vrajavasis are enjoying, this material existence is useless. So Krishna wants to distribute it. So that is when the Vedic scripture quotes a verse, Chaitanya Charitamrita quotes a verse. Let me see if somebody remembers that verse. Where Krishna is saying that Krishna Prema, which he has not given for a very long time, now he has come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give that treasure which the Lord has not given for very long time. Very nice, very good. So I'll just read that verse, very interesting verse. Anarpita charim chirat karunaya avatirana kalau. Anarpita. Arpita means to bestow. Anarpita means which the Lord did not bestow. Charim means for a very long time. So Prabhupada translates this very nicely. And Arpita means not bestowed. Anarpita. Sorry. Chirat. Chirat means for very long time, and charim means formerly. So formerly, for very long time, the Lord has not bestowed this love. So what is it? It says, Samarpayitum unnato ujjvala rasam swabhakti shriyam. His own devotion, swabhakti shriyam. But which rasa? Unnatojjvala, which is the highest of the rasas, which was enjoyed by Vrajavasis. Love of Godhead. Krishna is thinking he has not bestowed for a very long time. And that is why he comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in order to bestow this love of Godhead. So, Hari Purata Sundara Dyuti Kadamba Sandipitaha Sada Harde Kandare Spurutuva Sachinandana. So, Prabhupada translates very nicely. May the Lord, Supreme Lord, who is known as son of Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost core of your heart, resplendent with the radiance of molten gold. He has descended in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before. The most elevated, Unnatojvalam, the most elevated mellows of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love, especially Madhurya Rasa. This Krishna wanted to bestow, and that is why he came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw that now it is a time for Yuga Avatara to descend. What is the Yuga Dharma of this age? Every Yuga has different Dharma. Satyuga, Kriteya Dhyayato Vishnu. Satyuga, it was Dhyana, meditate on the Supreme Lord. Tretayam Yajato Makhai. Treta Yug, Yagnas. Dwapare Paricharyayam. Elaborate temple worship was in Dwapar Yuga. Kalautad Hari Kirtanat. Kali Yuga, the Yuga Dharma is to chant the holy name of the Lord. So now the Lord is thinking, I have not bestowed for a very long time this Unnato Ujjvala Rasam, specifically Madhurya Rasa, tasted by the gopis, or at least all these 4 rasas. And without this, Krishna is thinking, life is waste. Vrajavasis have been enjoying, but I want to give it out now to everyone. You see? So the Lord wants to give it out to the living entities. So, in Kali Yuga, already there is the incarnation of the Lord who is supposed to appear. In every Yuga, in order to do the work of putting the Yuga Dharma into place, one of the incarnations of the Lord comes. Let us say, for example, the Lord wants meditation to be practiced in Satyuga. That is Yuga Dharma for that year, that Yuga. So the Lord takes an incarnation and he propagates that. Similarly, the Lord wants Yagna in Treta. So the Lord takes another incarnation. Say Yagneshwar. The Lord takes incarnation as Yagneshwar. And he teaches people how to, and their colors are also defined. Okay, he will be Shukla, He'll be this color in this. All those things are also described. So for Kali Yuga, when the time came to take an incarnation, the Lord then thought that this Yuga Dharma can be done even with my incarnation. Just like for Satyuga, it was one of the plenary expansions of the Lord, one of the incarnations of the Lord. Similarly, Treta Yuga, one of the incarnations of the Lord. So the Lord is thinking, anyway in Kali Yuga, if this Nama Sankirtana has to be done, it can be done by any one of my plenary portion also. But they cannot bestow these 4 mellows which are tasted by Brajavasis. That has to be personally done by me. So the Lord thought, okay, I will also relish. I will take the form of a devotee. I will also relish and I will teach by my own example. Krishna is thinking, yad yadacharati shreshtaha tattat evetaro janaha sayat parmanam kurute lokastadanuvartate. Whatever the shreshthas do, others will follow. So if I establish properly by myself practicing, then people will follow. Correct? So the Lord personally came for 2. That he will establish Yuga Dharma, and with the chanting of the holy name, he will give us Krishna Prema. With Yuga Dharma, he will give us Krishna Prema, these 4 confidential rasas. So that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going out on Sankirtan. He is giving people that chant this holy name. Just by chanting the holy name of the Lord, you'll be able to achieve. So this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is bestowing. That just by chanting the holy name of the Lord, you will be able to get Krishna Prema. That's why Rupa Goswami is praying to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Namo Mahavadanyaya. You are more merciful than all the incarnations. Because all different incarnations came, but none of them gave this Krishna Prema. Or they gave, Krishna himself came, but he gave to people who were qualified. Isn't it? All his devotees, pure devotees in Vrindavan. But no one distributed to unqualified people. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has decided, no, I will open up this treasure house and now I will flood this world with Krishna Prema. Isn't it? And Lord Nityananda was the one who broke the dam and flooded whole of Nadia with Krishna Prema. Katiya Mohan, if you have heard about that song. What is that? Anyone know? Nitya Gopal? Full song? No, no, that. Yeah, I forget that full song. So, there is a dam. The Lord has stored Krishna Prema in a dam. And Lord Nityananda is the one who breaks this dam and floods whole of Nadia. So it is in that mostly. No, Katiya Mohan is in one of those songs. Some other Narottam Das, one of the songs is there, I think. Nitai Pada Kamala, mostly. In 2-3 songs it comes that he was the one who broke the dam so that it can flood the whole Nadia. So this is the essence of appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna Preme Pradayate. He is distributing Krishna Prema. That is why it's called Mahavadanyaya. And actually we don't deserve. Krishna Prema is deserved by Paramahamsas. When Kunti Maharani is praying, she's saying that actually you are worshipped by Paramahamsas. Who are we? Where are we? Isn't it? So it is the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that just by chanting, if we can chant as given by Trinadapi Sunichena Taroriva Sahishnuna, if we can do, we can get, just by chanting, we can get Krishna Prema. So this is the mercy of the Supreme Lord, because He decided like this, that I will flood this whole world with Krishna Prema. So we are very, very fortunate to be in the times when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. So before we conclude, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then appeared in the month of Falguni, Purnima. And by the arrangement of the Lord, on that day, there was a lunar eclipse. So generally in India, the tradition is that whenever there is an eclipse, people go to holy places and they take a dip, they take bath and they chant and glorify the Lord. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, it is said that Rahu thought, what is the use of another moon when Chaitanya Chandra is appearing, which is like millions of moons? Then what is the use of another moon? So he covered the moon. And that is how lunar eclipse occurred at that time. And taking advantage of lunar eclipse, all the people in India, everywhere, they all went to the holy rivers and they were chanting and glorifying the Lord. They were chanting the names of the Lord. At that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in Nadia, signifying the mission of the Lord when He appears. So Chaitanya Charitamrita says, before the Lord appeared, the Lord sent His holy name. People were chanting in order to signify that actually this will be the work of the Lord. When He comes, He will simply distribute Krishna Prema, holy name of the Lord. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, people were chanting everywhere the holy name of the Lord. And it is said that the Lord, He in His childhood would continuously cry and He will not stop until the neighborhood women were able to figure out one trick, that when they chant the holy name, this child stops crying. And when they stop, he again starts crying. So they were able to figure out. And they would make that fun. Sometimes they will stop, and when they will see the child is crying, again they will chant. And the child will stop crying. It became daily affair. So on some or other pretext, the Lord made everyone to chant the holy name of the Lord. You see. So this is how the Supreme Lord came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There are very more wonderful pastimes. And maybe if time and sometimes fortune permits, then I can get one more opportunity sometime to come and associate with all of you and share Hare Krishna. Any questions anyone has? Yes.
We call Achintya Veda Tattva. Achintya means inconceivable.
Correct.
So we understand this from
Bheda means difference. Abheda means non-different. Simultaneously one and different. Yes.
So we understand this from the examples of sun and sunshine,
Correct.
ocean and drop of ocean.
Yes.
But what is Achintya about this?
Yeah. Say for example, as I said, actually these are all, whatever different examples are given in the context of material things, they're all crude examples, just to make us understand. Say, The whole example is given to make us understand quality and quantity in these examples. Ocean drop has the same quality which is there in the ocean. But quantity, there is no comparison. Isn't it? Prabhupada, just to make us understand how to understand is, we say sunshine and the sun are one and the same and simultaneously different. So he gives an example to make us understand. He says, generally, when someone is sleeping, we say that sun has come on the head, get up. But it's not a fact. It is the sunshine which has come. But we still recognize sun has come up, get up. Isn't it? If sun has to come on our head, we cannot even exist. It is the sunshine. But we don't differentiate between sunshine and sun. So even a crude example we can understand. It's like these are all just to make us understand. One example Prabhupada gave is, there is no difference between American sun, Indian sun, right? On everyone's head you can find sun is there. Correct? But sun is actually localized. It is situated somewhere. But you can also say on my head also sun is there. In India, somebody can say on my head also sun is there. So if one material object crudely can have the potency that in India also somebody can say on my head it is there, and in America also somebody can say, then the Lord is omnipotent. So similarly, like he may be one, but he can be simultaneously present as Paramatma. Okay. So the Lord can be present as Paramatma, and the Lord can also be present in avyakta form as Brahman. Sarvam khalau idam Brahman. Correct? So in three ways the Lord is present, and all of them are non-different from the Lord. But still the Lord maintains his separate existence. So it is achintya. Very difficult to understand how exactly it is possible. When Krishna is telling, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina, I am the one who is spread in this material world in avyakta form. And that is why we find for people to conceive this is very difficult. Either some people are saying we are completely different from God, and some are saying we are one with God. If there was no confusion, if it was not inconceivable, why there are so many philosophies? If it was so easy to understand, why achintya bheda bheda tattva, everybody is not able to appreciate and understand. Somebody is saying, no, we are one with God. Somebody is saying we are completely different from God. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, no, both of them are incomplete. We are one and also different. And to understand that is achintya. It's not very easy. Understood? Anyone else? Yes.
Practical question, actually, based on
Okay.
what you said about the four Dasas.
Okay.
Among the four rasas that you mentioned, Dasya rasa, intuitively it doesn't make sense. Or when I could not reconcile that it's a rasa of Rajivasi. Rajivasi we often relate with the Vasila rasa or Madhurya rasa. How does that fit into it?
Actually, Dasya Rasa is common in all four. If you see, it's all service. Even as a friend, they are not enjoying, they are actually rendering service. So in that sense, Dasya is common. In all the rasas, Dasya is common. But that is the least. But if you go a little higher, then higher more rasas are there. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, I have a question still on the four rasas.
Hmm.
You mentioned that the Dasya rasa, which is more of an validation, right, does not give a true reflection of your relationship with Krishna. But typically, in our way of life, the way and how Prabhupada has guided us to be Dasa, Dasa, no Dasa. So be in that service attitude of always being a servant of your Guru, your Supreme, right?
Yes.
And you also see, like in India, many families, they have this Latu Gopal and they do a lot of service, which is in a way Vatsalya, but maybe they don't know the science of Krishna consciousness behind that, but they are serving as a Vatsalya, right? Latu Gopal is serving him as a child. And everything. My question is, since we are in this mode of always trying to be in a mode of servitorship, right, in the sense, how does that, is it at a neophyte state that you say that you should be in that Dasya mode and eventually you will be elevated to as you grow in your relationship?
Very
Is that
good.
how it is?
Yes, okay. So it's a fact that without following Vidhi Bhakti, no one can reach Raganuga stage. Just like without being a graduate, one cannot become a judge. And if you're already a judge, that means you have already graduated. There is no doubt about it. Just like in Bhagavatam, there is a statement about how someone on whose tongue aho bato swapachoato gariyan yad jivhagare vartate nam tubhyam. If somebody's tongue is chanting the holy name, then it says Brahmanuchur gananti ete, whether it is reading the Vedic scriptures or it is taking bath in holy rivers or performing a lot of austerities, someone whose tongue is chanting, he has performed all this in his earlier life. He has finished all those things. So then only he has come to this stage. So that means the devotees in Vraja, if they have come to that stage, they have already passed this stage. But one has to pass. Then they can come to that level. Just like Vidura, his level of love with the Lord, relationship with the Lord is so great that the Lord is accepting from him the peels of banana and eating and enjoying that. In his bhava, Vidura is throwing away the fruit and feeding Krishna the peels, and Krishna is also eating those peels. Now you cannot imitate. We cannot think, kal se banana मैं ले लूंगा भगवान को छिलका खिलाऊंगा. It is aparadh. We cannot do that. So they are on that level where they have already crossed rules and regulations. In our devotional service, we have to follow Pancharatrika Vidhi. When we are doing worship, as you were saying that somebody is treating as, child, that bhavana one can have, there is no doubt. But still he has to follow rules and regulations. So one cannot think that मेरा child है, मेरा बच्चा है, मैं खाने के बाद में बच्चे को खिला दूं. बच्चे को तो हम लोग ऐसे भी खिला देते हैं. माँ एक थोड़ा खा लेती है, बाद में बच्चे को भी खिला देती है. Correct? So whereas even though we may have that parental affection, one may think, Prabhupada says, encourages, yes, one should take Krishna as his child. But still we have to follow rules and regulations. Just like, to give an example, even though we are worshipping Radha Krishna, Prabhupada says we have to worship Radha Krishna with Vidhi. Actually, Radha Krishna is not worshipped with Vidhi. They are worshipped only on spontaneous platform. So, our goal is to reach Radha Krishna, but our service actually is accepted by Lakshmi Narayana. Vidhi service and all Krishna will not accept. Krishna only accepts spontaneous devotional service. He is Krishna only. Krishna as Narayana, Radha Rani as Lakshmi accepts our Vidhi Bhakti. But with this, gradually we will become elevated to the state of Raganuga. Then when we come to that stage, then like gopis or gopas, we can have rasa with Krishna. So we have to follow Vidhi. Then only we will go to Raganuga stage. So even in bhakti, even though we are chanting everything, all acharyas have described, first do Vidhi Bhakti, chant regular number of rounds. 64 aparadhas are there in Vigraha Seva, isn't it? So we have to be cautious not to do any aparadha. Chanting the holy name, 10 offenses are there. So all those things when you avoid, then we will be able to progress. And one day will come where spontaneously we will become attached to the Lord. Now it is with rules and regulation. We have no spontaneous love with the Lord because of impurities in our heart. Anyone else?
Piggybacking on that. So how will the deity worship be when it is spontaneous?
It will be just like one of the example is given in Nectar of Devotion. Then one of the devotees, he was trying to fan the Lord and he was feeling ecstatic. But then he's thinking, I want to serve the Lord. I don't want to enjoy the ecstasy. So he's cursing his ecstasy. Arey Baba, let me do my seva. So that is on a higher stage. Prabhupada says these are all bhava stage. That means one will be spontaneously attracted to serving the Lord with the best of capacity. Just like Mother Yashoda, she is giving the best of the butters. Nanda Maharaj was keeping best of the cows. That why Krishna should go and steal from other gopis? We will give the best. But of course, Krishna had so many other plans. Isn't it? But this is how the devotee feels always. That in service, whatever I am doing, I want to do the best. Just like there is an example. Mother Yashoda, Krishna is on the lap of Mother Yashoda. And milk is boiling. So when milk is boiling, because Mother Yashoda knows that this milk is for Krishna. So in those circumstances, Prabhupada explains the Lord gives guidance to his pure devotees, which is more important. Milk for Krishna is more important. So Mother Yashoda placed Krishna on one side and Krishna became very angry. Of course, because he wanted to perform this Damodar Lila. There is a reason behind it, isn't it? But Prabhupada comments there that both the service is for Krishna. Isn't it? Feeding breast, this milk, also Mother Yashoda is, but Krishna is saying, I'm not full, but that is also for you. I have to take care of that also, Mother Yashoda is saying. So she left him and Krishna became very angry and immediately took stone and broke that. And that is how you find that Lila of the Lord. So in spontaneous devotional service, it is completely different. It does not have rules, regulation. Gopis are chastising Krishna. If you read many of the pastimes, and if you go to Vrindavan also, you'll find Radharani chastising Krishna. Just like when this whole Leela of how Radhakund and Shyamakund appeared, you'll find that. They're making fun of Krishna. So Krishna has killed that demon, Arishtasur, which was in the form of a bull. So after killing, all people are happy, but gopis are saying, no, you have become contaminated. Because you have killed one bull. So you have become contaminated. Don't touch us. First go and take bath. In all that, because the kind of contamination you have amassed now, you have to take bath in all holy rivers. But then Krishna is trying to explain, Arey, he was not a bull. He is a asura. They're saying whatever it is, he was like a bull only, no? He was in the shape of a bull. So you cannot give excuses. You have to go and take bath. Then Krishna said, okay, you want me to go and take bath? Why I should go to different rivers? I will get all rivers here. And then Krishna ordered. All the holy river came and made one kund, Shama kund. And Krishna took his bath and said, very good, I have become cleansed now. And now you have become contaminated because you took the side of Asura. And now if you have to become purified, you have to take bath in this holy river. And the gopis are saying, no, this has become contaminated after you're taking bath. We'll build our own kunda. And then they are building their own kunda. Then they realize it's not very easy where to get water from. And then they thought that from Manasi Ganga we will get. And one by one they're going and bringing. Isn't it? Then Krishna ordered this personified tirthas, go and beg to Srimati Radharani that whether you can be engaged in some service. So they went and begged, please give us some service. So then Radharani said, okay, you can fill my kunda. So then it became filled. So these are the kinds of pastimes you will find with the gopis. Of course, they're very higher pastimes. We may not be able to understand at this level. But these are very intimate pastimes. Just like even in our house also you'll find, you'll control so many you may control. There was I heard, who was that? One of the US presidents. He said that I control the whole of US state, but one person I cannot control, my wife. She controls me. Or just like that example Prabhupada gave, in Britain that time, what was his name? He became a horse for his grandson. Gladstone. Something like that. Gladstone, I think. So he was the prime minister at one time. So somebody came to meet him and he was given a message, no, he's very busy. Prime minister is very busy. So he thought, let me see what busy he is in the house, that he is making me to wait 1.5 hours. So he went and peeped from the window and he saw that the Prime Minister Gladstone, he has become a horse and his grandson is riding on his shoulder, catching his ears. You see? So those are very intimate, relishing activities, which is not for the outsiders. They cannot understand. So similarly, these are the higher rasas which devotees of the Lord, they are able to relish. But in our state, we can try that one day we will be able to come to that stage, but we should not imitate them. Just like Prabhupada, those are called as sahajiyas. Those who try to imitate these loving pastimes of the Lord, they're called sahajiyas. They take things very easily. You'll find sometime, in Vrindavan, some people will dress like a gopi as if he's dancing with Krishna. Isn't it? So many contaminations are there where Krishna is going to dance with us that they don't understand. So we can aspire for that, but now we should follow Vidhi Bhakti by which our heart will become purified. Isn't it? Actually, in purified stage, it is said if somebody is reading Rasa Lila, his heart will become completely purified. The difference between material rasas and spiritual rasa is this. You see, but because we are not in that stage of understanding, so we become more lusty. So that is why it is advised, better you first understand the position of Krishna, read first 9 cantos, become liberated, then you do 10 canto. Okay, yes.
That by reading first 9 cantos,
Prabhupada mercifully gave 10th canto in the form of Krishna book. So by his mercy, we can read even before 9 cantos.
time there are many devotees
So read again.
We should not read and can't understand.
So Prabhupada mercifully has given, you can read Krishna book. You can read.
So it doesn't really mean that after.
Properly, if you do, there is no doubt that one will become liberated. And only in liberated stage one can relish 10th canto Srimad Bhagavatam. See, only in liberated stage only one can relish. In our stage, contamination will be there. We will not be able to relish. So 9 cantos are meant for curing our disease. And 10th canto is for relishing.
Like the principle that is come to that platform.
Yes, it will help us to come to the platform of 10th canto where we can relish. But as I said, Prabhupada mercifully has given Krishna book. You can relish, you can read that. Acharyas can do something which is impossible. Being sometime kind, just like Krishna, this is, otherwise it is not possible. These rasas cannot be given to ordinary people. To Jagai and Madai, rasa can be given. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave. So they can do something extraordinary. So by the mercy of Prabhupada, we can do. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said 64 rounds, if you don't chant, you are not even a human being. But by the mercy of Prabhupada, he knew what we are. So he said, okay, chant 16 rounds. And still you can go back to Godhead. That is the meaning of Acharya. According to time, place and circumstances, without compromising on the principles, they can give practices which we can take up.
That
Hmm.
when they said about this, but this I heard that was more of an indirect service. Wanted to first have a direct service.
In the purport, Prabhupada does not write like that. I do not know where have you read. If you send me that quote, I can also see some new light. But what I have read is Prabhupada is saying both are service for Krishna, and Krishna gives direction from the heart, which is to be done. Devotee may have confusion, this should I do or that should I do. Krishna will give direction. Something like that Prabhupada says. Very good. Okay.
How do I know that I'm
Liberation means no more there is effect of 3 modes of material nature. That means we will not be affected by ups and downs, will not be affected by mana, apmana, because these are all under the 3 modes of material nature. Let us say if somebody is criticizing you and we are affected, that means still I have not liberated. Jada Bharat, when he was criticized, he was not offended at all. He said, you're calling me fat, you're calling me thin, but actually I'm neither fat, I'm neither thin. The soul is not fat or thin. This material body may be fat or thin. So you are talking on the platform of body. On liberated platform, one does not see a difference of body. Brahmane gavi hastini, shunikeva swapakecha pandita samadarshina. He sees with equal vision because he is not recognizing a person with his body. Suppose today you come in black shirt, tomorrow you come in white. So shall I call you by different name, black shirt, come here, you'll feel very offended. So on material platform, we offend, we feel offended. But when one is on the spiritual platform, one does not make a distinction. Because of his varieties of shirt, one may be wearing different dresses, because we know dresses are different, person is the same. So we become free from the influence of 3 modes of material nature. So one will be equal in happiness, distress, honor, dishonor, then you can make out, yes, he is become liberated. Yes. It's a very slight difference. Advaita means non-different completely. Just like that is Madhvacharyas. Vishishta Advaita was by Ramanujacharya. That is, there is some oneness, some kind of oneness. Vishishta Advaita. That means it's Advaita only, but it is special Advaita. There is some oneness with the Lord. But exactly what specifically, like how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has explained with the examples, how we are one and how we are different, those kinds of full explanations you may not find in them. And that is why Madhvacharya was, when he preached, first was Ramanujacharya. After Shankaracharya, he had to take one step ahead. He cannot say, when people are saying, I am one with God, immediately to say, I am different from God, may be a bigger step for a person to take. So I can move him one step ahead. Just like when people had become very sinful, then Lord Buddha had to come, and Lord Buddha had to deny even the authority of the Veda. That I do not accept the authority of the Veda. You simply follow what I say. Ahimsa paradharma. And I don't believe in the authority of the Veda. Just follow what I say. So for the time being, he sidelined the Vedas and he gave his own philosophy to make people one step ahead. Because if you are sinful, you cannot advance in spiritual life, very spiritual life. Yesham tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmana te dvanda moha nirmuktam bhajante maam dridhavrata. Without papa karma getting over, then you cannot advance in spiritual life. So first thing is they have to become pious. They have to give up killing animals and being so sinful. So he propagated this. Okay. Then Shankaracharya made one more step ahead. First of all, they have become agnostic. They don't believe in Vedas. Where is the question of believing who is God, where is God? Because Buddha never talked about soul, never talked about God. So now if they have to be given, so he propagated this understanding that yes, Jagat Mithya, which Buddha said, is true, but there is something above this. Brahman Satya. There is one Brahman, and you are that Brahman. Do not worry, you don't have to go somewhere else. You are that Brahman. And that he took from the Vedic literature. Sarvam khalau idam Brahman. The sub-vakyas of the Vedas, he made them prominent. They have to be understood over once you understand the main principle. Just like if I say, because that shloka is saying, Sarvam khalau idam Brahman, everything is Brahman. But there are so many other shlokas where Krishna is explaining there is Param Brahman and there is another Brahman. There is Atma, there is Paramatma. Those things he never quoted. Isn't it? So something which will satisfy people to think I am one with God, he, just made them big. And people followed. So Buddhism was thrown out of India. Practically you can find. It only went to Burma, it went to Nepal, it went to China. All these countries you can find Buddhist. But where in India? Even though it was done by King Ashok, he was the one who made practically everyone Buddhist in India. But after Shankaracharya appeared, Buddhism disappeared. And people became followers of Vedas, but with contamination, that I am one with God. So now I am one with God is so prominent in them, immediately you cannot cut off that one with God. So Vishishtadvaita, some way you are one, but you are different. So Ramanujacharya gave another one step. Then Madhvacharya came, said, no, it is Advaita. They're completely different from God. He is of a different category, we are of different category altogether. Like this. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and gave the whole summary of everything. And he was the one who finally gave the conclusion that actually we are one simultaneously and also different. Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. I have not gone so much exactly into what exactly is that Tattva. But if you are interested, you can read about Ramanuja's philosophy and see. But Prabhupada explains like that.
So there are some things. So all what all things Krishna. So he's in himself because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna. What does it mean to, let's say, Krishna? The devotee of that level could say that kind of point.
Okay, very good, very nice. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did two kinds of pastimes. One is for general public, and one was only with his very intimate associates, where he showed his loving pastimes for Krishna. Just like when the Lord saw Govardhan in, not exactly Govardhan Hill, it was in Jagannath Puri. What is that place called as? It is a tilla. It is some sand dunes. So the Lord was so much intense separation from the Lord that even by seeing the sand dunes, he thought it is Govardhan. And he's running and he's embracing that sand dune. Like that. So these kinds of very intimate pastimes of his viraha with Krishna, all this he showed only with his very intimate devotees. For general public, he would go out on Sankirtan, chant the holy name, make people to chant. So as we advance, we would also like to be more connected with the Lord, right? So for them, the Lord showed some very intimate pastimes. To certain devotees, he showed he is non-different from Radha and Krishna. They were able to see. Some devotees were able to see his Shadbhuj form, where he showed, I am same Rama, that same Lord Krishna, and now I have appeared as a sannyasi. So that in 6 armed forms of the Lord, you'll find some paintings also. Then he is going to Vrindavan, he is embracing the cows, he is embracing the deers, just like Krishna would do. So that was only with his very intimate devotees. Okay. Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Disappearance Day Mahamotsav ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. What is the time now? Okay, so we'll have lunch. Lunch is ready for. Okay.